Dave Ward and Friends is proud to be supported by Sonic Automotive. My family has driven a Sonic Automotive car for 12 years, and I know they're the best in the business. Whether it's purchasing a new or pre-owned car or servicing your current vehicle, let Sonic Automotive be your trusted car guides. Start looking for your new car at soniccars.com. Well, Houston, we've been through a lot together. We started in radio 60 years ago. It was such a great gig, my father cautioned me against going into this thing called television, but we did it, and we had a pretty good run. We even went from black and white to color TV, then to high definition. I keep hearing about streaming and digital, and, well, it's a chance to reconnect with my friends and viewers and share stories from our times together throughout these last 6 decades. What do you say, Houston? Let's do this. Hello, friends. I'm Dave Ward, and welcome to Dave Ward and Friends. This is a series of casual conversations with people I have met and friends I have made during my 60 years of radio and television news broadcasting in Houston. And I'm very proud to have this guest with me today, Mr. Jeff Dyke. Well, I guess you own every car company in the world, just about.
I don't know about that, but we're certainly proud to be here with you.
Jeff, you are a 5th generation Houstonian. I don't remember ever meeting many 5th generation. You were born here, raised here.
Born and raised, went to high school and college in Houston. My great-grandfather was the mayor of Houston back in the early 20s, and started my automobile career business here in Houston with a company called AutoNation at the time. And now with Sonic Automotive, this is our largest market. We have 13 stores here, and so very, very proud to be here and be with you today.
I'm proud to have you with me today.
Thank you.
And you're responsible for us getting these podcasts on the air.
We certainly lend a helping hand.
Well, you have 13 dealerships in the Houston area?
We do.
Selling what cars?
All brands. So from BMW, in this beautiful BMW West Houston store that we're in today, Ford, Chevrolet, Audi, Jaguar, Land Rover, Porsche. We've got it all here.
Your great-grandfather was the mayor of Houston.
He was in the early 20s.
What was his name?
Almiron Earl Ammerman. And his picture hangs in City Hall right next to all the other great mayors of the city of Houston. So something to be very proud of for me and my family. And my whole family lives here. My mother's my hero. She's 84 years young, still kicking and going here in Houston. And you know, we grew up watching Dave Ward. Bob Allen, Ed Brandon, I think, was the weatherman at the time. And of course, you can't ever forget the Slime in the Ice Machine and Marvin Zinner. He was one of a kind.
He truly was unique. If you met Marvin Zinner, you would never, ever forget him. I got to tell you a couple of Marvin Zinner stories.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Marvin Zinner, Eyewitness News.
On the air, he fractured the English language. He misused every cliche that there ever was. He ended up one tirade one night. He was pounding on the set. It's time. Somebody grab the bull by the tail and do something about this. Marvin Zinner, Eyewitness News. And they always had to come back to me. And people always said, you have a smirk on your face. How could you not react to Marvin? Well, after he said, grab the bull by the tail and do something, I said, thank you, Marvin. Now, friends, having a bull by the tail, that's not to be confused with having a tiger by the horns. Those are two totally separate things. On his deathbed, bless his heart, he was dying of pancreatic cancer. And he wanted to make a final statement on the air. He reported stuff on the air until the day he died, actually.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. But they sent me and his photographer Bob Dowse and his producer Laurie Reingold. We went up to the hospital, to the room where he was. His whole family was in there. He had one of his best wigs on, full facial makeup, new pajamas. Wired him up, and Bob said, "Okay, go." Marvin looked right into the camera and he says, "Well, by now I'm sure you've heard, I've been diagnosed with this patriotic cancer." And it broke up his whole family.
I bet it did.
And I had to stop. No, Marvin, it's not patriotic cancer, it's pancreatic cancer. He said, "Oh yeah, that's right." Well, we started over and he did it right that time. We got back to the station and conferred with the news director, and that was so like Marvin that at 6 o'clock we ran the whole thing. "I've been diagnosed with this patriotic cancer."
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
I don't remember that, but I
And
would like to go
then
back and look at that.
Kept going, and then when he started over, ran that too. Yeah, once you met Marvin, you never forgot it. I understand your family was in the convenience store business here.
They were. My father had a company called National Convenience Stores, and Houstonians would remember the stores. They were called Stop and Go, Your Good Neighbor store.
Oh yeah.
So he founded that company, and for a long time had it, and ended up leaving the company and selling it. So yeah, we've been all over Houston. My family has for a long time. My sister has a big law practice here, and my brother is here, and of course my mom, I told you earlier, is still here. And so, it's home, and I like to come home as often as I can. Plus, we have the best barbecue and the best Mexican food on the planet in Houston, Texas.
That's right.
And so we don't have that in Charlotte, North Carolina. What they call barbecue over there is not barbecue to this young man. And so, it's just a great pleasure to be able to come home and spend a few minutes with you.
Well, how did you get in the car business and end up in North Carolina?
Yeah, so Bruton Smith recruited me, and Bruton Smith is the chairman of our company. He is 93 years old today. What a fantastic guy. Has two companies. He's got Sonic Automotive, and he's also got Speedway Motorsports, which we own 8 NASCAR tracks across the country. I know we're going to talk about NASCAR racing here in a minute. And he recruited me from AutoNation to come to Sonic Automotive, and he sold me real hard. And their family is a loving, giving family, and I was very attracted to that. So it was an easy decision for me to make at the time, and we moved over. I've got 2 daughters now. They were young then. And my wife Jody and I moved in 2004, and we've been there ever since. Very, very happy. And we've been able to grow Sonic Automotive and do a good job with the company, and so we have stores just like this. These big, beautiful stores that are just a lot of fun to run, and they're very well run.
Bruton Smith is really big in automobile racing.
He is the king. He's unbelievable, and if you saw him today, he'd sit here right here with us. You wouldn't know he was 93 years old at all. And he is just full of fire, and you better be ready when you go in to deal with him. He's just a fantastic human being, very giving, very loving person, great to be around.
Well, the Houston race car driver, A.J. Floyd, Anthony Joseph Floyd.
I do know A.J. Floyd. I don't know him personally, but I certainly grew up watching him race. He was a fireball on the racetrack, and just an unbelievable guy.
In my mind, A.J. Floyd was the greatest race car driver ever in the world. Not only in IndyCar racing, but in NASCAR racing. He won the Daytona 500.
He did.
He was the first one to win the Indy 500 4 times.
He did. Did he win it 4 or 5 times?
4.
4 times. That's unbelievable.
And he also won the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And, oh God, I guess he's won at every track. And in NASCAR, IndyCar, you name it, he's.
I wasn't a real big fan growing up. It just wasn't a part of my life. But as I moved to Charlotte, you can't help but be a NASCAR fan when you live in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's basically the home of NASCAR, and many, many NASCAR drivers, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, all of these racers that I've gotten to know over the years here, just fantastic guys. And of course, when you work for Bruton, you're going to go to the races and you're going to learn about the NASCAR business. It's just an amazing, amazing sport. And as a matter of fact, Echo Park is sponsoring its first NASCAR race at the COTA race in Austin, Texas on May 22nd. We'd love to have you as a guest if you'd like to come. It's just going to be an amazing race and a lot of fun. Unfortunate things, I'm not going to be able to be there because my oldest daughter's getting married on the same day. But my team's going to be there, and we're very excited about. It's a road race right at COTA at the Austin track, and so we're very excited about sponsoring that big race and being the title sponsor of the race.
Well, with Bruton Smith, you got to be a race car. I love football, I love baseball, I love basketball. Although basketball sometimes seems to me like the referees control that game.
A lot.
But my real favorite spectator sport to watch is car racing, automobile racing.
It's fun, and NASCAR's fun because if you're not rubbing, you're not racing, and so there's a lot of fun events that go on within the race and a lot of strategy that goes on with the race that I never even thought of, that I learned about as I really got into the sport and started learning the sport from the Smith family and all the race car drivers that I've been lucky enough to meet as being a part of that family. So it's amazing. It's an amazing race, and it'll be an amazing event at COTA in Austin.
Well, as you well know, most of these races, long races, are won or lost in the pits.
They are. That's exactly. Got to have a great pit crew.
Yep, the pit stop, it can make or break you.
And that's where it's fun to go watch the race, right? Is down in the pits.
Yeah.
Boy, it's fun.
Well, you are the president of Sonic Automotive. And when I think of Sonic Automotive, I think of my wife, Laura, because she drives a Sonic Automotive car.
She does.
And gets great service. I mean, she never has to drive out here. They bring a loaner car to the house, bring her car out here, service it, and then take it back to her. Is it that way with Sonic Automotive all over the country?
It is, and it has to be that way now, right? You've got to be able to, with the introduction of COVID into our environment, you've got to be able to service the guest in a different way, and so we are very, very focused on guest service, both online and offline when you come into the store. And it's incredibly important to us how not only our associates experience the company and the culture in the company, but also how our guests experience the culture in our company. And we try to share that culture across all of our stores and our whole organization. We do span from West Coast to East Coast, and so we spend a lot of time training, a lot of effort in our hiring departments that really focus on making sure that we're bringing in quality people that can provide that great guest experience for our guests when they come in.
What is the Sonic culture, and what is your vision of the future for your company?
Well, sure, it's growth. So there's there's the Sonic umbrella, and we have two companies. We have our franchise stores, like the store that you're sitting in here at BMW West Houston, and then we have Echo Park Automotive, which is our pre-owned stores. And Echo Park's a little different. We only sell 1 to 4 year old pre-owned cars under 50,000 miles. We're sort of the Costco of the used car business, if you will. We're $2,500 to $3,000 a car cheaper than everybody else. We focused on real low price, great guest experience, and a high quality product. And we carry that over into our franchise stores. Our pricing is really good and structured. We don't have to do a lot of negotiating and haggling. Our people are trained that way, and they believe in our culture. And we believe in giving and taking care of each other. And I think the automobile industry for so long had such a bad rap. It was the plaid-wearing jacket guy that was out trying to take your money out of your pocket. And we've tried to legitimize this business, and I think we've done a really, really good job of making sure that when the consumer comes in, we're transparent, clearly marked prices on our vehicles. You don't have to go through a lot of rigmarole to buy a car or to get your car serviced. And we try to respect our guests' time, and time is really important. So a lot of that now is done online. And we'll come pick your car up and we'll deliver a car to you. We'll bring you a loaner car. If you're in trouble on the side of the road, we'll come get you. We'll do whatever it takes to make sure that when you come into our store, you say that's the best experience I've had at any retail shop, whether it's an automobile dealership or a restaurant or anywhere. It's incredibly important to us that our guests really enjoy the visit when they come to our stores or when they come to us online. And
I would assume that because of that, you have a lot of repeat customers.
We do. It's the majority part of our business. Once you come buy a car or service your car, you're going to do it again. and real high ratings. Our EchoPart dealership group is 4.8, 4.9 stars on a consistent basis, and you find that in these stores as well. And so, yeah, once you do business with us, it's going to be real hard for it to leave.
At Sonic Automotive, we went from happy guests to happy owners. I felt right at home during the whole process. If my home only had a bigger garage for all those cars. Sonic Automotive has 13 stores in the Houston area, providing you 10 vehicle brands for new sales and services. Visit soniccars.com to find your new car. Dave Ward and Friends is proud to be supported by Sonic Automotive. Let Sonic Automotive be your trusted car guys. Visit soniccars.com to find the location near you.
Sonic is very involved in the community. What drives that? What's behind that?
Yeah, so Bruton Smith has Speedway Children's Charities, and he has taught his sons, and he's taught a lot, and my mother taught me, always give back. You're never going to get unless you give, and so it is buried in our culture at this company. We are giving all of the time, and it doesn't matter if it's a children's charity or when there's an event, Hurricane Harvey or something like that. I was here, and I think as a leader, you got to lead the troops, right? You have to be willing to get in there and do it yourself. And so when we had all the flooding in Houston, I was in boats driving down streets that were supposed to be dry, helping people get out of their houses, helping my teammates fix their houses and do whatever it is that we can do to make sure that the community has what it needs. And so, over the last 5 years, we've dedicated over 11,000 hours of service hours in this city. We've spent over $2 million in different charities in the city. Houston Cattle Barons, a big cancer supporting charity as well. Laura's charity, and we'll do more. We're not stopping there. There's just so much to do in this great city, and I'm so dedicated to it. And as you know, it's where my family is, and where my extended Sonic Automotive family is in the majority. So giving back is incredibly important, and it's part of my culture and a part of our company's culture.
Well, as I mentioned, my wife Laura's Houston Children's Charity. I know during the month of June.
So here's what we're going to do. Every time a customer comes in on the service drive, we're gonna have a donation for that charity, for Houston Children's Charity, and whether the customers can donate $1, $2, we're going to add it to our RO, and then we're going to donate that. And then anytime a customer donates, this is special and something that's new, Sonic Automotive is going to match those dollars. And so I wanted to add that in today for you guys, for Laura, because I know how important this charity is, and I know what it means to our community. And so we'll match all the dollars that come in. So the guests can come in, we'll take great care of them, and any dollars that they donate, Sonic Automotive is going to match.
Then I've got to make a personal plea to all of you people watching this. Go by Sonic Automotive and donate $1, $5, $2, whatever, so that they can give that to Houston Children's Charity. It will make a huge difference, I think.
It will, and we're going to do more. We won't stop there. That's like I said earlier, it's embedded in our culture. It's very important to us, and rest assured, we'll continue to donate.
Beautiful. When are you ever going to get to move back to Houston?
I don't know about that. They accuse me all the time. Every time we buy a dealership lately, they've accused me of it's always in Texas, and I'm slowly but surely moving the company here. We'd love to move back, but right now home is in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they need me there. And so we're working very hard to create this great company and do a lot of good things for our communities. And so soon enough, I promise you, I'm coming home.
Well, I have a feeling for a lot of people in Houston, it can't be too soon.
Well, I know there's a mom out there that would love me to come home soon, and I've got a brother and a sister that certainly would like that. So a lot of little cousins and nieces and nephews running around all over everywhere. So at some point in time, I do try to get here as often as I can. I've got to have my Mexican food fix and my barbecue fixes.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, Mexican food and barbecue is different down here
Than anywhere else.
It's
yeah.
the real thing.
That's
sure
the truth. That's the truth.
this pandemic, did that affect Sonic Automotive?
It did. We had to change the way we do business, obviously, and you can see it in the stores today. There's a lot going on behind the scenes to make sure that these stores are protected and clean and safe for our guests to come in. And so when the pandemic first hit, it was March 10th, 11th of last year. We worked 7 days a week for I don't know how long, bell to bell, hours and hours and hours, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, making sure that we had playbooks and processes to deal with the pandemic. And the end of March and April of last year were really difficult. But ever since then, the business has been fantastic. Our business is great, both at Echo Park and our franchise dealerships. We had the best year we ever had last year, in a time when you wouldn't imagine that. But I attribute that to our great team, the training and the dedication and the efforts that we get out of our family. Very little turnover in our company. We had our lowest turnover ever last year. And so people are starting to understand what the culture means, and it's more than just a paycheck to work here. It's a way of life, and how you're treated means something. I've worked for many companies that you just were a number, and swore if I ever got in a role where I could affect change, you weren't going to be a number any place I was going to be. And so every single person that's working in this company means something dearly to me. And I think that kind of love and that kind of culture has made us transition this pandemic a lot better than many others have. It's made a big difference, a big change. We're a different company today, and we're a better company for it.
Well, I've got my mask in my pocket. I'm sure you do too.
I do as well.
Wearing these masks, but we've got to do it.
You do.
We've got to stick with this. Wearing the masks, wash your hands, do everything that you're supposed to do to get this pandemic out of here.
Our teammates follow their protocols every day. They're doing what they're supposed to do, staying safe and healthy. For us, we had the least amount of cases and COVID cases in our company the last 3 months. They've gone down every month, which has been fantastic. And so it's been tough. I've lost a few friends, a few teammates from COVID, and it's been really difficult. We lost a long-time great friend, Craig Shadoan, who was our general manager at Baytown Ford in December. Really tough pill to swallow, just a super guy. I've worked with him for 20 plus years. And so it's been tough. But coming out the other side of this, if we follow our protocols and wear the mask, as you said, and wash our hands often, use the sanitizers and do the things we're supposed to do, we're going to be a better community for it. We'll survive.
I think
we'll get through this.
We've got to get through this.
Yeah, I think that I would add in that we worked really hard in the beginning of the pandemic to make sure that the local government agencies understood that the auto industry was an essential business because the healthcare workers weren't getting to work if their cars are not working. And if we weren't there to service their cars. And as you remember, a lot of the cities were closing businesses down. And we fought extremely hard in every market in this country, including this market in Houston, to make sure that we stayed open and that we serviced our communities. And then we reinvented ourselves by doing pickup and delivery, and both on the sales and the service side. Very important to note that we were picking up and delivering just like we do for Laura's car for everybody, and on the sales side too. And interesting, we learned lessons. That works really well in our service drive. But guests still want to come in this store and look at that car. They want to come drive the car before they spend the kind of money they're going to spend on a BMW or a Ford or a Chevy, Audi, Porsche, whatever it is. They want to do a part of the business online. We'll get a price, get a value for a trade-in, have some good communication and understanding about what they're buying, but they want to come into this store. 75, 80% of our customers want to come right here, drive the car, touch, feel the car that they're spending their money on. And that was a big lesson learned as a part of COVID, because we all thought, well, we're going to have to start picking up and delivering cars when we sell a car. And that's just not what the consumer wants. Less than 10% actually want to do the entire transaction online and really less than 5% want it delivered to their home. And so that was a big learning lesson for us, and we reinvented ourselves in order to deal with this terrible pandemic that's out there. It's been a real learning lesson and a real eye-opener for all businesses, but we've survived it well, better than most, as I said earlier, and we're a much stronger company for it, and we're thriving in it, actually. We're thriving in it. You know, we're always looking for opportunities to grow. We're always looking for dealerships to buy, and yet we are going to expand in the Houston market. We'll announce over the next couple of months a couple of acquisitions that we're making here, which is great. And we're finally in a position as a company to be able to go out and buy some dealerships and other businesses, and we're working on that diligently with different partners out in the marketplace.
Well, good luck to you.
I appreciate that.
You obviously know what you're doing, Jeff.
We've learned a lot of lessons over the years, and when you learn lessons, you get better at what you do.
How long have you been president of Sonic Automotive?
I became president at the end of 2018, but I've been running the operations since 2008, and I've been with the company since 2005, so I've been doing this for a long time at this company. Mm-hmm.
Years ago, when I was at Channel 13, a couple of guys came to me, and they were serious. They asked if I would be interested in running for a congressional seat. And I told them not only no, but hell no. I'm not going to run. I may run for the state line someday, but I'm not running for any political office. Do you have any political ambitions?
You know, so it runs in the family, obviously, with my great-grandfather being the mayor of Houston. And I would tell you that for many, many years, I had a dream of becoming governor of this state. I love this state. I have a lake home outside of San Antonio and a ranch in South Texas. And I am as big a Texan as anybody you ever meet. I love this state and this city. But I'll tell you, what they've done to the political landside in this country has, in my opinion, has just been tragic. I don't care what side of the aisle that you're on. And it's a little embarrassing to me. And so there's a part of me, I'm a big fighter, I love a challenge. And there's a part of me that would like to step up and do that one day. If my wife and my daughters would allow me to do it. I don't know that they'd allow me to do it. But we'll see. Maybe someday.
Jeff, this has been outstanding. I can't thank you enough for your time and your interest, not only in the citizens of Houston, and thank you for sharing some of the history of Houston with us today. And I just want to congratulate you on your career. Say hello to your mama for me.
I'll do that, I promise you. She'll love that. She's a big Dave Ward fan.
I really do appreciate you doing this. Thank you very much, sir.
It's my pleasure. I've enjoyed it immensely. And
we're good.
Tell Laura I said hello.
I'll
see her soon.
Jeff,
my hands are clean.
Thank you, very good. Thank you very much, sir.
It's great to see you. It's always a pleasure.
It's good to see you, Jeff.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you for watching Dave Ward and Friends.
Buckle your seatbelts, friends. You won't believe the VIP perks that Sonic Automotive is offering you. $500 cash toward a new vehicle, $250 cash toward a pre-owned vehicle, 25% off any repair or service, and more. Thank you, Sonic Automotive, for being the official sponsor of the Dave Ward and Friends podcast. To see the VIP perks they're offering my friends, visit soniccars.com.